A staggering question now sits at the center of the astronomical community. Can 5 billion tons of material truly vanish into the dark without leaving even the faintest scar behind? That is the bewildering quantity of matter expelled from the enigmatic interstellar visitor we now refer to as 3I Atlas. Hello, I'm Avi Loeb, and today we are stepping directly into a puzzle that is shaking the foundations of classical physics. Is this object simply a cosmic wanderer, or an intentional signal? Around the world, scientists continue monitoring the work my team and I are conducting at Harvard University as new updates surrounding 3I Atlas emerge. The phenomenon has become one of the most contested topics in modern astronomy. Recent reports confirm that 3I Atlas is the third confirmed interstellar object to pass through our solar system. It reached perihelion in October, enduring solar radiation peaks of nearly 770 watts per square meter, a brutal environmental shift that might alter its structure or reveal elements previously hidden. Long before this solar encounter, 3I Atlas defied expectations with an anomalous acceleration that didn't match the behavior of ordinary natural bodies. Spectral readings also showed a strange blue luminosity, raising questions about an unfamiliar chemical makeup or a reflection mechanism never observed before. These irregularities have triggered a spectrum of theories ranging from rare natural remnant to the extreme possibility of an artificial construct traveling through space. What makes 3I Atlas so captivating is not just the data, it's the sensation that the thin membrane separating science from the inexplicable is slowly tearing open. Is this simply another reminder of the universe's wild diversity, or did humanity intercept a message drifting silently between stars? The next chapter of this mystery has now begun. New analyses indicate that 3I Atlas is exhibiting a form of anti-gravity acceleration, a behavior that gravity alone cannot justify. If it were natural, generating such thrust would require losing around 15% of its mass through evaporation, an almost impossible demand for any comet-like object. This would imply a catastrophic shedding of its outer layers and even parts of its interior. Strangely though, that loss provides an unprecedented chance for humanity to inspect the inner composition of an interstellar body. But there is also a more provocative theory. What if the acceleration is artificial? According to several researchers, the data resembles the signature of propulsion technology, ion jets, engineered exhaust, or something beyond our engineering imagination. This idea gained momentum when images taken post-perihelion revealed at least 7 directional jets bursting from 3I Atlas, including some pointing toward the sun, something natural comets do not do. The jets stretched to astonishing lengths, 620,000 miles sunward and nearly 1.9 million miles anti-sunward, far beyond anything ever recorded. Such jets cannot be dismissed as visual artifacts. Their density and energy exceed the limits of natural outgassing. From a physics standpoint, this is deeply troubling. To resist the momentum of the solar wind, which moves near 250 miles per second, a jet must travel thousands of times faster than normal evaporative gas. To hold shape for hundreds of thousands of miles, the material would need to be over 1,000,000 times denser than natural cometary vapor. This defies natural physics, unless we invoke non-natural engineering. Even assuming high-efficiency sublimation of CO2 ice, the required light-absorbing surface area demands an object at least 12 miles across, much larger than anything Hubble ever observed at this location. This leads to another theory. Perhaps 3I Atlas fragmented into multiple pieces, creating enough surface area to generate such extreme vaporization. If true, the sun's gravity will pull these fragments apart in the coming weeks, letting us determine whether this is a collapsing comet or something fundamentally different. Adding to this mystery, preliminary calculations suggest that the total mass expelled in these jets could amount to 5 billion tons. If this is natural, 3I Atlas is one of the strangest objects ever documented. If not, we may be witnessing the physical footprint of advanced extraterrestrial propulsion, subtle but unmistakable. The latest analyses have only deepened global intrigue. If 3I Atlas survives perihelion and its jets are accelerating beyond 1,300 feet per second, possibly reaching tens of thousands of feet per second, then no natural explanation can remain standing. Those speeds match or surpass modern rocket thrusters and ion engines. In that scenario, only a minuscule amount of mass would be needed for propulsion, exactly the behavior expected from artificial technology, far more efficient than anything humans can build. Experts now believe that if we can measure the jet's velocity, mass, and chemistry precisely, humanity will soon draw the line between natural and artificial. That answer may arrive before December 19th, when 3I Atlas makes its close approach to Earth. As I mentioned to my team, Christmas is only 6 days after that. Let's hope 3i Atlas doesn't deliver a gift we don't want. A joke, yes, but one that sent chills through the community. Even amateur telescope images still show a stable central brightness, hinting that the object remains structurally intact, though microscopic fracturing cannot be ruled out. Larger Earth telescopes cannot yet observe it because the object sits merely 30 degrees from the Sun, deep within the dangerous solar exclusion zone where direct observation risks burning the optics. But soon as 3i Atlas drifts out of the restricted region, hundreds of telescopes worldwide stand ready to capture the first high-resolution close-range images. Astronomers are on edge. Any deviation in jet shape or velocity could rewrite the entire origin story. Meanwhile, evidence suggests that 3i Atlas might be following the path of comets that undergo fragmentation, like Shoemaker-Levy 9, torn apart by Jupiter in 1994. Is 3i Atlas reenacting that cosmic spectacle, or is this a completely different mechanism, perhaps involving controlled energy release? Recent images show two enormous tails developing, one trailing behind, one pointing directly opposite, stretching nearly 1.9 million miles. In mere weeks, 3i Atlas has grown a structure that normally requires 3 months under natural evaporation rates. But 3 months ago, no telescope recorded anything like this. The phenomenon appeared suddenly, breaking every established model of comet physics. Dynamic models indicate that generating such a massive tail in such little time would require escape velocities exceeding 3,000 feet per second, or close to a mile per second, impossible for natural dust or gas particles, which move hundreds of times slower. If these numbers hold true, 3i Atlas is not behaving like a natural object at all. The newest calculations leave scientists with only two choices. Either 3i Atlas follows a completely unknown physical law, or it is not a natural body. In coming weeks, as viewing conditions improve, we will learn whether this is a rare cometary outlier or the first crafted messenger humanity has ever encountered. New trajectory analyses reveal that 3i Atlas has subtly shifted its orbit by nearly 10 Earth diameters in a month. A tiny amount on a cosmic scale, but significant enough to detect. There is no danger of collision with Earth, yet some suggest a bold possibility. 3i Atlas may act as a mothership, deploying smaller probes in multiple directions, possibly including toward Earth. Around the same time, Gennady Borisov, the discoverer of the 2019 interstellar comet, reported a new object with an orbital tilt of 110 degrees, nearly perpendicular to 3i Atlas. Although the two bodies never approach closer than 300 million miles, the timing is uncanny. Coincidence or part of a broader event? High-resolution data from HiRISE remains delayed due to a government shutdown despite being ready for release. This unusual review process has triggered concerns about transparency. Why is information about 3i Atlas being held back? I have publicly criticized this obstruction, stating that bureaucracy should never slow scientific discovery, and I've criticized conservative scientists who cling to outdated labels, forcing every anomaly into the comet category even when the evidence contradicts it. Imposing old patterns on new mysteries blinds us from discoveries that could expand human understanding. Amateur images show 3i Atlas holding its form despite its violent outgassing, another contradiction of the natural model. Many believe that had everything been ordinary, NASA would have released the data already. I emphasize that the commonly cited 15% mass loss is only a theoretical estimate from momentum equations. If the acceleration is produced by a technological engine, say ion propulsion, the exhaust velocity could be hundreds of times higher, reducing the actual mass output dramatically. In that case, the jets we see may be nothing more than a faint residue of an extremely advanced propulsion system. As we await official data, silence only deepens suspicion. 3i Atlas has already broken every standard metric in astronomy. Teams will continue tracking its speed and orbit to determine whether it continues accelerating or begins to slow. This, to me, is the heart of science. Observe, question, do not assume. The Mercat radio signal detected earlier remains the first known radio phenomenon associated with 3i Atlas, showing two hydroxyl absorption lines, a signature that usually indicates water vapor. I currently suspect the signal is natural, though speculation ranges widely. Meanwhile, JWST's detection of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and water only confirms common cosmic materials, not the object's true identity. If 3i Atlas is natural, these elements might simply form a surface layer accumulated over millions of years, vaporizing now as it nears the Sun. But if the object maintains its structure while emitting multidirectional ultra-fast jets, including jets pointing toward the Sun, then artificial propulsion becomes a real possibility. The upcoming high-rise observations, taken from an angled perspective as 3I Atlas nears Mars, may finally reveal the asymmetry of the jets, their speed, brightness, and geometry. With enough spectral data, the truth may emerge within weeks. Whether 3I Atlas is a dying comet or a purposeful construct drifting through space, this is a turning point. Science begins where certainty ends. We must confront anomalies not as errors but as invitations. Perhaps within the next 5 to 10 days, we will learn whether 3I Atlas is collapsing, or whether it is simply a glowing traveler carrying the biggest question humanity has ever asked.